It raises that question that is bugging me when I look at the United States, where they have colleges and universities with vaccine mandates. And I am thinking to myself, what in the world? Because it's not just about the students, it's the parents. And I'm thinking, what is it that would make them not question or challenge that? It's almost frightening because it indicates that, as you said, is the challenge that's happening where the world is going never going to have any traction because the population is unable to understand and integrate how significant some of these patterns are, these important things are.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact or the way our society has evolved in the last few decades. It has become more competitive. I give you an idea. In 1970s, of all wealth that was created by big corporations, 30% was redistributed in wages. Okay? Nowadays, you have to go, if you have a partner, you have to go and work with the both of you to keep paying the bills. In the 70s, you could buy a house, a car, have a family, go shopping with one wage. That's over. That's over since two decades. So the capitalistic model has pushed society into basically forcing people to have two jobs to keep the ball rolling. And the wealth distribution, where it used to be 30% that went back to the people working on the floor and creating the wealth, is today is 0.3%.
Really?
All the rest goes up to the big corporations, the big shareholders, So people they don't have time to think anymore. They're under constant pressure of society. Nowadays, when you're 18, you have to go to university. You're expected to get a degree. Once you have a degree, you have to meet someone. You start a relationship, you buy a house, you buy a car, you find a job to pay for all the mortgages and all the loans you have created. Then you have children. And what do you have to do? You have to put them in before school. You have to bring them. You have to start. Let's say it's over everywhere. It's a traffic jam. So you have to leave at 6:30 in the morning. So your kids are too early for school. So they go to a preschool. I don't know, somewhere where they gather the kids before school starts. Then they go to school. Then you have to rush after your work to go and grab your children. But normally school is finished at about 3:30, 4:30, but you have to work until 5, 6. So then you have the traffic jams again. And then you finally can catch your kids at 7 o'clock. Then you have to take them to grocery shopping, bring them home, give them food, and then you're obliged by society to let your kids play or play soccer or have some activities, extracurricular activities, or playing piano or gym classes. And you have to start driving around as a parent until 10:30 in the evening. And then you come in at home and you drop dead like a fly in your sofa. So these people don't have time anymore to reflect, to think. They're basically, even if they make money, they're still basically surviving. They're trying to survive within society. And they try to be part of a society that has been enforced upon them by big corporations, consumerism, capitalism.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
then you don't have the thinking space and capacity anymore. Even if you have 5 degrees, if you're locked up in this kind of job or lifestyle, you don't have the energy, let alone the intellectual power left in the evening to reflect on what is happening in the world.
excellent, excellent, wonderful. And so, your final thought, Sam, as to what you have seen over the pandemic, where we are today, what is your word to the public?
I would invite everyone to take a step back. If one of these stories pops up again in the future, they're now currently talking about disease X. Just step back and look at it from a bit of a distance and ask yourself, has this something to do with health or something else? And I think if you just look at what has been going through the press in the last few weeks on disease X, everyone who has two brain cells already knows that something doesn't add up when they're trying to push forward a disease that doesn't even exist yet. Why are we talking about it then? So reflect, and I think everyone should use one question, always. It's one word, a small word. If you get confronted with something that you find peculiar, ask why. And keep asking why until you have an answer. And as long as you don't have an answer, there's something fishy.
Excellent, excellent, and very, very wise words. Now, for those who don't know, Sam has stayed up very late because he's currently based in India to stay with us. So we really, really appreciate this information and these lessons. If you're interested, please follow up on his course. It's humanuelacademy.org. And so for those who are interested, certainly follow through. We do need a different model for healthcare in the future. Sam, if you could just stay with me a few minutes while we play the outro. And for everyone else listening, thank you for staying with us. Have a great evening.
Thank you.